One of my pet peeves are those, theologians perhaps who are going to think about these Calvinistic doctrines and they're kind of sheepish about it. When actually this is so fruitful for ministry. You can't be sheepish about this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You have to know that this is what the Bible teaches, and you've got to own it. And you've got to communicate these truths as if they really are good news, because that is good news. It's good news for ministry. It's good news for life. And so we shouldn't come into our congregation and say, I know we're kind of reformed, but that's not really important. What's really important is that we love one another. That's a false dichotomy.
This isn't just one of your pet peeves.
Sounds
Is Gray's. This is Gray's pet peeve, and I agree with you 100% on it. This kind of being apologetic about our Reformed heritage, you're missing out on the incredible practical wealth of this confession that we hold to. Let me invite you, dear brothers, pastors and teachers who are Reformed, don't eschew your heritage, your Reformed tradition, thinking it's irrelevant. Rather, delve more deeply into it. I think you'll find it's deeply practical and effective.
A cold orthodoxy is not really our tradition.
Yeah,
right.
I remember the last thing I ever did in seminary was to do a independent read through Calvin's Institutes, because I was about to graduate and I kind of realized I had never really done this, just pieces here and there, and I thought I'd be missing out. So I did an independent study with the Calvin expert of Westminster in those days, Bob Godfrey, and that's all I did was just read the Institutes cover to cover, and it was one of the best experiences I had. And you really appreciated Calvin as a systematician, theologian, but also how pastoral he was in his Institutes, and that's something that we really miss out on.
Calvin would be surprised to know that his movement was thought of as coldly academic. He was, at a certain period, the Genevan Seminary was 30% of their grads were dying within the first year of ministry due to being martyred, so they were going back into minister in France. And if he described himself to you, as he does, he would describe himself feeling like his heart is on fire. That's how he felt about his faith. It was a heart of flame, is what he said. And I think the idea, it's unfortunate and sad reality of history that there's this caricature of the Reformed tradition. So yet we definitely want to put that aside and delve more deeply into this faith that we've received, because doctrines like this one, effectual calling, regeneration, are deeply hopeful and deeply practical.
Yeah, and I think it actually cultivates a deep sense of Christian piety and humility. One of the things I say when I'm preaching through Ephesians 2 in a sermon is to say, when I first became a Christian, I was really frustrated at other friends or family members who didn't get it, even though I would communicate to them the same sort of things that converted me or the same sort of things that moved me to see the gospel. It would be falling on deaf ears when I just communicated to my friends or my family members. And I was thinking to myself, why can't you see what I just saw, right?
Yeah.
And I think if you don't have this particular doctrine, you're always going to end up becoming frustrated at other people because you think that your conversion was due to your own listening, due to your own capacity to read well, your own capacity to listen well, when actually it's all the grace of God, which allows you to be patient with your neighbor who are not yet understanding the gospel. And it allows you to also see yourself with a deep sense of gratitude and humility that God would even change you.
Yeah.
It was not because of you.
Yeah.